We're here at Wear 2.0 in San Jose with Matt Galligan of SimpleGeo. I understand it's a big day for SimpleGeo, kind of a big unveiling.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been working on the product for almost a year now, and today we'll be releasing the product to the public, and so anybody that wants to be able to use it will be able to come to the website, sign up, and get going.
Well, tell us a little more about what they can do with it.
Sure. So the premise of SimpleGeo was that there was really no cloud-based infrastructure that made it easy to add location-aware features to applications. And so we built the application so that we'd be able to store, scale, and discover geodata very easily.
A few years ago at Wear, it was very exciting just to get maps on the web. Like Google Maps had just appeared. There was a big transition from everything being on the desktop to a much broader shared view.
Sure.
But it's about a lot more than tiling. Can you kind of talk about how these different aspects of mapping and user behavior really mesh with the cloud?
Absolutely. So I think that the sole basis of the cloud is obviously just data and having the data out there accessible for anybody to use. And what you've seen with Google Maps is it's really brought maps to the forefront. MapQuest obviously meant that the general public would be able to easily get directions. Google Maps meant that the general public could easily start putting new data into, a map and start visualizing it. Now you're starting to see all kinds of new uses of maps. There are various heat maps, various different ways of viewing data. But the data is still the backbone, and so there still needs to be some sort of source for that data. So the cloud is one of the most important pieces of that equation, so that anybody that needs to be able to access the data that they want would be able to access it, pop it into a map, and be good to go. And with the prevalence of the cloud, it means that you don't have to set up server infrastructure, you don't have to download giant files just to be able to load them up. It's all ready and accessible to be used. When we started this company as a location-based gaming company, before we ever went into this platform play, when we looked at the products and services that were available to allow us to build location-aware apps, they weren't going to scale the way that we needed them to. We needed them to scale indefinitely. We needed to be able to store as much data as we needed, query as much data as needed, and so it's high read volume, high write volume, which is a very different world than what most of the technology today can serve. And so when we built SimpleGeo, we built it with that literally in mind. And so we've seen incredible amounts of transactions already. I mean, we're sourcing all of these real-time data sources and putting it all into our database, and so we're handling the incoming of all of those, as well as the outgoing of any service that's actually running off our platform right now. And so scale was of utmost importance from the beginning.
It seems like you'd get especially large volumes of incoming data relative to other kinds of social applications.
Absolutely, thousands of writes per second. And think about it this way, there's all kinds of naturally real-time data relating to geo. Weather data would be a great example of that. I mean, obviously these weather stations are updating by the minute around the world. We've partnered with Weather Decision Technologies to be able to provide up to 15-minute weather data for around the world. And so obviously that's an interesting data set, large data set, and that's coming to us every 15 minutes. And so it goes well beyond just social, that we're pulling in very quickly.
Wow. Sounds great.